The new man will not live out of belief. He will simply live. You cannot put a clock of truth around you. Truth has to be awakened within you. Sannyas is born. It comes through understanding. And in that understanding, we go on being transformed. As our understanding changes, our outlook changes and our behavior is transformed without any effort. The world stays where it is, but sannyas is gradually born within us. Sannyas is the awareness that I'm not only the body, I am also the soul. With this knowing, the ignorance and attachment inside us drops away. The world was outside, and it will still continue to be there, but inside us, there will be the absence of attachment to it. In other words, there will be no world, no samsara inside us. And the new man will not live out of belief. He will simply live. What was right 5,000 years ago is no longer right at all today. And what was moral in the past has become immoral today. For example, in Krishna's time, war was a moral phenomenon because in Krishna's time, there was no atom bombs and hydrogen bombs. Now, war is immoral. Now war means total war. Now war means universal suicide. The new religion cannot teach war. It can only teach love. All the old religions were fundamentally based on the split person. The new religion has to create a new man, Homo Novus. I declare a new man. I teach a new man. And the new man will be one whole. The new man will not be divided into body and soul, into lower and higher. The new man will not know any divisions of any sort. The new man will live an integrated life. All the old religions created an anti-life atmosphere on the earth. That's why life has become so ugly, miserable, and full of suffering. The new religion will not be anti-life. It will be all for life. It will have tremendous reverence for life. For the new religion, life will be synonymous with godliness. In the old religions, godless was against life. You had to renounce life to attain to godless. I teach rejoicing, not renunciation. So I can understand what he means by saying that I am trying to destroy religion. Certainly I am trying to destroy the old concept of religion. It has to be destroyed. If man wants to live at all, if man wants to be blissful at all, the old structure has to be destroyed. Only with the death of the old can the new be born. But he is a traditionalist, orthodox. He can only think in terms of the past. He has no idea that we are living in the 20th century. He is not a contemporary man at all. He belongs to some past century which no longer exists. But in India, such people can become powerful because the greatest masses also live in the past. They are not contemporary either. It is a very ironic situation because the masses can be helped only by a new vision. Only a new vision can inspire them to new heights. But they are all against the new vision. They're all for the old vision, and the old vision has no relevance at all. It is against all that is revolutionary and rebellious. He represents the rotten, stupid mind of the country. He is very representative, but he has to go if this country is to live. And all people of his type have to go if this country is to attain to new heights of joy and blissfulness. This country has lived under the shadow of anti-life attitudes for so long that it has forgotten how to dance, how to sing, how to love, how to live. This country is simply vegetating. In a way, he is right that he is protecting religion, and I am not destroying religion. I am certainly destroying that which is no longer relevant. But that which is no longer relevant cannot be called religion at all. Religion means something that is relevant to the people who are alive this moment, something that can be a blessing right now. I teach a new man, a new humanity, a new concept of being in the world. I proclaim Homo Novus. The old man is dying, and there is no need to help it survive it anymore. The old man is on the deathbed. Don't mourn for it. Help it to die. Because only with the death of the old can the new be born. The cessation of the old is the beginning of the new. My message to humanity is a new man. Less than that won't do. Not something modified, not something continuous with the past, but the early discontinuous. Man has lived up to now not truly, not authentically. Man has lived a very pseudo life. Man has lived in a great pathology. Man has lived in great disease. And there is no need to live in the pathology. We can come out of the prison, because the prison is made by our own hands. We are in the prison because we have decided to be in the prison, because we have believed that the prison is not a prison, but our home. My message to humanity is, enough is enough. Awake. See what man has done to man himself. In 3,000 years, man has fought 5,000 wars. You can call this humanity healthy, and only once in a while has a Buddha bloomed. If in the garden only once in a while a plant brings a flower, and otherwise the whole garden remains without flowers, will you call it a garden? Something very basic has gone wrong. Each person is born to be a Buddha. Less than that is not going to fulfill you. What has gone wrong? But what has gone wrong? Why has man lived for thousands of years in a kind of hell? For thousands of years we have lived with an either or concept of a man as a kind of battleground between the lower and the higher, the material and the spiritual, the worldly and the other worldly, between good and evil, between God and devil. The consequences of such have severely limited human potential. To destroy man, to destroy his power, a great strategy has been used, and that is to divide man into two. Man has lived with the concept of either be a materialist or be a spiritualist. You have been told you cannot be both, either in the body of or be the soul. You have been taught you cannot be both. This has been the root cause of man's misery. A man divided against himself is going to remain in hell. Heaven is born when man is no more divided against himself. But split means misery, and man integrated means bliss. Up to now, humanity has been schizophrenic because you can have been told to repress, to reject, to deny many parts of your nature being. And by rejecting them, by denying them, you cannot destroy them. They simply go underground. They go unfunctioning from your unconsciousness. From your unconscious, they become really more dangerous. Man is an organic whole, and all that God has given to man has to be used. Nothing has to be denied. Man can become an orchestra. All that is needed is the art of creating a harmony within oneself. But your so-called religious have been teaching you ways of disharmony, ways of discord, ways of conflict. And when you are fighting with yourself, you go on dissipating your energy. You remain dull, unintelligent, stupid, because without great energy, nobody is ever intelligent. When energy overflows, there is intelligence. Energy overflowing is what causes intelligence to grow, and man has lived in an inward poverty. My message to humanity is create a new man, unsplit, integrated whole. Buddha is not whole, neither is Zorba the Greek. Both are half and half. I love Zorba, I love Buddha. But when I look into the deepest core of Zorba, something is missing. He has no soul. When I look into Buddha, something again is missing. He has no body. A great meeting I teach. Meeting of Zorba and Buddha. I teach Zorba the Buddha a new synthesis. The meeting of the earth in the sky, the meeting of the visible and the invisible, the meeting of all the polarities of man and woman, of day and night, of summer and winter, of sex and samadhi. Only in the meaning you will a new man arrive on the earth. My sannyasis, my people, my sannyasis, my people are the first race of the new man of that Homo Novus. The inner division has led humanity into a state of suicide. It has created only slaves. And slaves can't really live. They have nothing to live for. They're living for others. They have been reduced to machines. Skillful, efficient, but a machine is a machine, and the machine cannot have the joy of living. It cannot celebrate. It cannot only suffer. It can only suffer. It cannot celebrate, but only suffer. The old religions believed in renunciation. Renunciation has been a curse. I bring a blessing to you. I teach rejoicing, not renunciation. The world has not been renounced because God has not renounced it. Why should you? God is. Why should you be out of it? Live it in its totally, and living life in totally brings transcendence. When the meeting of the earth and the sky is tremendously beautiful, there is nothing wrong. Then the polarities disappear into each other and the polar opposites become complementaries. But the old man was not really human. He was a humanoid, a homo mechanicus, a man who is not really whole, and the man who is not whole can never be holy. The new man is coming, arriving every day. He is a minority, it is natural, but new mountains have arrived. The new mountains have arrived meaning the new seeds have arrived, meaning this century, the end of this century, is going to see either the death of all humanity or the birth of a new humanity. And it all depends on you. If you remain clinging to the old, then the old man has prepared in every way to commit a great suicide, a universal suicide. The old man is ready to die. The old man has lost the zest to live. That's why all the countries are preparing for war, and the Third World War will be a total war. Nobody's going to be a winner because nobody's going to survive it. Not only in man going to be destroyed, but all life on earth. Be aware of politicians. They are all suicidal. Be aware of the old conditioning which divides you as Indians and Germans and Japanese and as Americans. The new man has to be universal. He will transcend all barriers on race, religion, sex, colors. The new man will not be of the East or of the West. The new man will claim to the whole earth as his home. Only then can humanity survive, and not only survive, with the coming of a new concept of man. The old is the concept of either or. The new will be both, and man has to live a rich life outwards and a rich life inwards. There is no need to choose. The inner life is not against the outer life. They are part of one rhythm. You need to be poor on the outside just to be rich on the inside. And you need to be rich on the outside and drop being rich in the inside. That's how it has been up to now. The West has chosen one way, be rich on the outside. The East has chosen another, be rich on the inside. Both are lopsided. Both have suffered. Both are suffering. I teach you total richness, to be rich on the outside through science, and to be rich in your innermost core through religion. And that's what will make you one organic individual. The new man is not battleground, no split personality, but an image of a man unfined, unique, fully synergetic with the life in its totally, with the life in his totality. The new man embodies a more viable, mutant image of man, a new way of being in the cosmos, and qualitatively different way of perceiving and experiencing reality. So please don't mourn the passing of the old. Rejoice that the old is dying. The night is dying and the dawn, it's on the horizon. I'm glad, utterly glad, that the traditional man is disappearing, that the old churches are becoming ruins, that the old temples are deserted. I am immensely glad that the old moral alliance is falling flat on the ground. This is a very great crisis. If we take the challenge, this is an opportunity to create the new. It has never been so ripe at any time in the past. You are living in one of the most beautiful ages, because the old is disappearing or has disappeared, and a chaos is created. And it is only out of chaos that great stars are born. You have the opportunity to create a cosmos again. This is an opportunity that comes only once in a while, very rare. You are fortunate to be alive in these critical times. Use this opportunity to create a new man. And to create a new man, you have to begin with yourself. The new man will be a mystic, a poet, a scientist all together. We will not look at life through old rotten divisions. We will be a mystic because he will feel the presence of God. He will be a poet because he will celebrate the presence of God. He will be a scientist because he will search into the presence through scientific methodology. When a man is all these three together, the man is whole. That is my concept of a holy man. The old man was repressive, aggressive. The old man was bound to be aggressive because repression always brings aggression. The new man will be spontaneous, creative. The old man lived through ideologies. The new man will live through ideologies. Not through moralities, but through consciousness. The new man will live through awareness. The new man will be responsible to himself and to the existence. The new man will not be moral in the old sense. He will be amoral. The new man brings a new world with him. Right now, the new man is bound to be a mutant minority, but he is in the career of a new culture. The seed. Help him announce his arrival for the housetops. That is my message to you. The new man is open and honest. He is transparently real, authentic, and self-disclosing. He will not be a hypocrite. He will not live through goals. He will live here and now. He will know only one time, now, and only one space, here. Only one time, now, only one space, here, and through the presence he will know what God is. Rejoice. The new man is coming. The old is going. The old is already on the cross, and the new is already on the horizon. A new man has to be heralded, and the new man is coming. The new man is coming every moment. You may not be aware of the new man, but the new man is coming, and the new man will bring a totally new way of life. His life will be earthy, rooted in the earth, and yet to the sky. The new man will bring a new world with him. He will make a paradise of this earth. He will not look of any paradise after that. He will transform life itself into a paradise. The new man will not only survive, he will live, and he will live in great rejoicing because existence is. Rejoice. I say to you again and again, rejoice, because existence is. Existence is. And the only way to relate to existence is to be in tremendous rejoicing. Tremendous rejoicing, only those are ecstatic can either exist, can enter existence. Enter existence. Morality de se is too serious and that a person. He cannot rejoice. He cannot understand, experience the meaning of joy. Politically, he is against political revolutionaries. Religiously, he is against religious revolutionaries. Artistically, he is against artistic revolutionaries. He is basically against revolution. He wants to cling to something that is no longer there. My effort here is to help you uncling or to unclutch. You hold your hold so that your hands can be free to receive a new gift, the gift of the new man that is being born to receive Homo Novus. Osho. To find a soulmate sounds nice, but almost impossible. Would you please say something more about it? And how can it even come close to finding a master? It is certainly almost impossible to find a soulmate. Even if all facilities are available, the earth is big. Millions and millions of people, and life is very short. How are you going to find your soulmate? And remember, that is if all the facilities are available. But right now, no facilities are available. It becomes even more impossible when facilities are not available, when you are prevented in every way from finding the soulmate. But even if you are helped, educated in how to find your soulmate, then too it will be difficult to find them in a short life of 70 years. It rarely happens, and it is a rare phenomenon. Man has 7 centers. The lowest is the sex center, and the highest is the samadhi center. And between these two, there's 5 more. It is a ladder. When all 7 centers of a man are in tune and harmony with all 7 centers of a woman, then you have found your soulmate. It has happened only once in a while, with Krishna and Radha, with Shiva and Shakti. It should have also happened with Mandu and Laila, if they had been allowed to meet, to Shiri and Farhad, if they have been allowed to meet, but society hindered them. And remember, Krishna and Radha were not allowed to be society either. They were not allowed to be by society. It was not a legal marriage. It was illegal. Radha was not Krishna's wife, but just a girlfriend. And when Shiva and Shakti, the parents were very much against Shakti getting married to Shiva. He looked a very strange man. He was against parental advice that Shakti jumped into a love affair with Shiva. Up to now, man has simply been fighting. Except for fighting, he has not done anything else. One war after another war. What we call times of peace are nothing to do with peace. They are really preparation for the next war. They are only 2 periods in history: war and the preparation period for another war. We have not known peace at all. Our problems are so simple. Seeing our developed technology is an absurd that Ethiopia, one of the thousands people, continue to die every day and nobody bothers. Every day 1,000 people die from hunger, and death from hunger is not easy. It is the worst death because it takes almost 90 days for a person to die. 90 days it has to suffer in starvation. It is really cruel, and nobody seems to be interested. These toys, rockets for space, are absolutely unnecessary. It is not the time for them. Something else is needed that can educate every human individual, that can make every individual live long, be healthy, be capable of understanding all the great treasures of art, literature, music, sculpture, that for centuries human genius has created, and give them an opportunity to everyone. Our problems are simple, which we are capable of solving for the first time in man's history. Homo Novus. For the first time, it is possible. There is no need for poverty, no need for people to die without medicine, without proper care, no need for millions of people to remain uneducated, never knowing great literature, great paintings, great music. Who knows how many Beethovens, how many Leonardo da Vinci's, how many Van Goghs simply died uneducated, without any opportunity to express themselves and their talents. There's only one fight which can be justified, and that is against the past, because the past has been simply destructive for all human values. if we can only disconnect ourselves from the past, there is hope for humanity. Not only to survive, but to survive a bit blissfully. Not just to drag on somehow, but to be creative. And unless a man reaches to the fulfillment of his potential, he is never blissful. My only suggestion, everybody has to take into his own hands the dignity of man, and everybody has to be assertive. Everybody has to be questioning about all the rules that the past has forced upon you, and any discipline that is unreasonable, is irrational, is unintelligent, should be dropped without a second thought. Once and for all, we have to understand the conspiracy of religious and politics against man. And man has to be freed from politics and religion, both because both have been exploiting him, destroying him, not allowing him to be individual, completely free and natural without guilt, enjoying like an innocent child.